This college football picks week 8 edition of the Sports Gambling Podcast is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Underdog has just added Pick'em Scorchers, where you can win 100x plus every Sunday. They're giving away $100,000. Use promo code SGPN at Underdog Fantasy for a 100% deposit bonus up to $500. We're also brought to you by Hall of Fame Bets, the sports betting research platform for parlays, player props, and game lines. Download the Hall of Fame Bets app or visit HOFBets.com. Use code SGPN to get 50% off your first month and start making smarter bets today. And we're giving away $3,000 in our NFL Second Chance Survivor contest presented by Corey Pinkston and Barking Dog Properties. Free to enter. Just go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/survivor.
What's up, guys? This is Carson Steele. You're listening to SGPN. Let it ride.
Cox. He's one of those guys who will get penetration.
Welcome everyone to the Sports Gambling Podcast. I'm Sean, stacking the money green with my partner in picks, Ryan. Real money Kramer. What's happening, Kramer?
Dog.
Is that your heater, Ryan?
It's the sound of putting a nice egg into some oil when it's nice and hot.
Ooh, okay.
At the right temperature. Because we're on fire.
Yes. Coming off a week where just slamming the locks. 6-0 combined on our locks. 8-0 if you include producer Josh. Kramer hit the Pittsburgh Panthers on the money line there, plus 260. Discord went a shitty 2-4. Join us here to talk college football picks, do a little bit of touting. Colby Dant from the College Football Experience. What's happening, Colby?
Beautiful day to be alive, Sean.
Beautiful day to be alive. Colby, I feel like we can talk about it because the heater is insane for you. 83% on your locks.
Yeah, is that a real number?
Guy? Who was that guy that tweeted saying that wasn't accurate?
Yeah, he goes, no way he's 80%. And then I screen grabbed it and said, actually, it was 81.
Is that true? Someone challenged the sheet. Sir, do you not understand collaborative documentation with revision control? It's all documented. It's public record. I don't have access to the source code.
Colby 59% overall. I'm 55. Kramer 53. But coming off a nice week for you, Kramer, hitting some dogs, hitting some locks. And Ryan,
let's talk about it.
We have to talk about. I was able to witness Friday night one of the greatest Benedictine performances of all time.
Thank you.
We get to the Circa, and we're
tell the complete story, please.
Okay, I will. We get to the Circa, and Kramer, we're looking at the Stanford game, Colorado Buffs, and Kramer goes, "Oh, what was it last week? I hit a what was the money line last week?
Oklahoma State. Little
State.
Nice. I think they were 11.5. Was the number? It was like maybe a plus 380, short of 4-1 though.
Similar price." And then Kramer goes, "Yeah, I'm gonna get in on Colorado on Stanford money line." I'm like, I don't know if I can quite get there. I feel like Stanford's gonna cover, but I can't pull the trigger on the money line. And then Colorado gets off to the great start, and I get this tweet going, "Oh man, Kramer was right. The Colorado Buffaloes are gonna destroy him." And then I go, "Oh wait, Ryan picked the Buffs on the podcast."
We were sitting at the diner deli spot at the Circa.
Shout out to Saginaw's.
Shout out. I mean,
great Friday night crew. I know everyone now that works on Fridays.
It is that strange. Like, hey, what's up, man?
The chick at the cashier does the same joke every time. I have these moments where am I in Groundhog Day?
I've been there. The morning Uber ride to the airport.
It does feel like it's on
becoming very, very familiar.
You just got to punch someone in the face to find out, Sean.
Is that what was the Inception thing? Your token?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Colby says he punches someone in the face.
That's what you got to do.
Sees how they react.
You just got to just randomly punch someone in the face. It could work out bad for you, but it could work out great.
So we're sitting there. I ordered my turkey and coleslaw sandwich, very delicious. And oh, look at this, some touting going. And I have this. All I've seen is people wearing Colorado shirts, and I'm like, so far the only fan base that has stood out on an NFL weekend in Vegas, or I like how I'm just hijacking it for the NFL. A football weekend in Vegas has been the Pittsburgh Steelers so far. It's the only fan base where I'm like, whoa, Pittsburgh's in town. They're gonna take over this stadium.
You don't even need that to be in Vegas. I feel like that's every
but here's
stadium,
the crazy
right?
thing. I saw just as many people wearing Buffs shirts.
The Colorado,
the
support for the Colorado Buffaloes in the sportsbook was electric.
So I had a moment where I was like, well, the most hilarious outcome tonight would be Coach Prime losing to a bunch of nerds. Like it's just thinking like Animal House in my head. And then the game started, and
Stanford's like, how we were scheming all day these plays,
and at the
we actually found that you have your cover 3 is very susceptible to some passing, and you're tackling suboptimal.
So I did the rare lay the points and take the money line the other way, and here we go. So a real widespread Benedict, and the game starts, and it's like, all right, well, that was stupid. Coach Prime has him going.
Yeah.
And then mayhem ensues. And we put out a poll. Should they rush the field? I wasn't joking at the time. It was meant to be like a joke about if they beat Stanford, should they rush the field?
I realize now teams just rush the field after wins. I forget who it was, but now it's just
Colorado started that. This season.
But
I think fans realize you only get 6 of these a year.
Well, when your team wins, I think it was like Air Force Wyoming. Everyone just, hey, we won. Let's just go onto the field.
Do you know what happened? The school somewhere along the way, an administrator or someone realized that it's free media, and they're like, oh, well, we're not that mad if they run all over the field, right?
Well, another thing, the Air Force game was kind of crazy. Like Air Force probably should have lost that game.
Yeah.
Considering, did you catch the end of that?
I saw the final couple minutes.
Like, yeah, the blocked extra point by Air Force where just a Wyoming guy complete whiffs and
college sports, baby.
Yeah, that was a wild game. So hey, I mean, look, that was my parlay would have hit because I had Houston. How about that? We had 3 college football Hail Marys over the weekend.
Oh man, that West Virginia, and I'm glad Moneyline Mac took down the tally site rankings for best college football picks. Crazy, because I'm sure he would have got one more right with that West Virginia game. That was a bonkers. What was that, Thursday night?
Yeah,
that was one of them.
And I was
the football gods came
when
through.
West Virginia hit that. I was like smelling myself. I'm like -3 all day. I go to the bathroom, and while I'm in the bathroom, I just hear, oh! I go, oh, that's not West Virginia scoring again. That's Houston doing something.
So, and this is one of those moments where the joke for you, Sean, is they got to make the Hail Mary illegal. It's too easy. They should. I mean, the perfectly executed. I mean, that was both a perfectly executed Hail Mary, one guy further down than the other 3, and then also at the same exact time, one of the most poorly defended Hail Marys you'll ever. 3 guys could have caught the ball for Houston. 3.
I think though,
I've never seen anything like that.
The story of the weekend. I know Patty C hit this better than me because he looked up the numbers on the top 10, but I believe.
I love Patty seeing his numbers.
The football gods came.
The numbers cruncher.
The football gods came back, guys. So look, you had the Holgerson Bowl go in Holgerson's favor.
Yep.
You then had I believe it was I think I gotta go back and check this. I believe it was 7 of the top 10 passers lost. Like passing teams lost, and the running teams went 9-1. The top 10 rushing teams went 9-1 over the weekend.
Basically, the USC Notre Dame game sums it all up.
He's one of those guys who will get penetration.
The Iowa Hawkeyes. A lot of people said Wisconsin, even our very own Phil Steele. Shout out to Phil.
Yeah,
but he's like the Wisconsin Badgers are the surprise team, and I'm like, what about Iowa? Iowa threw for a cool 37 yards and dominated that game. Football is back, baby.
I'm going to say those dairy raid pilots are lactose intolerant. It's not working out.
You don't change horses midstream, and that's what Wisconsin's doing. All right.
I couldn't agree more. Could not agree more.
Have you signed up for our second chance NFL Survivor? If you haven't, what are you waiting for? And I'm going to pull back the curtain. We're not actually checking to see if you've been eliminated from your first NFL Survivor pool. We're just offering this regardless. So you might still be in the Circus Survivor, your Office Survivor, your Buddy Rubin Survivor pool, whatever it is. You might still be in that. You can still enter that. enter our contest. $3,000 is up for grabs, completely free. No strings attached, completely free. All you got to do is go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/survivor, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/survivor. It starts this weekend. So if you want to be in the contest, $3,000, winner takes all. It's presented by Corey Pinkston and Barking Dog Properties. So I don't know why this is a massive EV, massive overlay. Ryan, speaking of overlay, you want to talk about flavor overlay? Then we got to be talking about Little Caesars, the official pizza sponsor of the National Football League. I was texting with the buddy today. He goes, man, he goes, be real with me. Is the pretzel crust that delicious? I go, you've heard the impassioned reads. I could not be this fired up about pretzel crust if it wasn't for how delicious it is. Just piled high with pepperoni. It is on my bucket list to get the stuffed pretzel crust with pepperoni. But the problem is I like the regular pretzel crust pepperoni pizza so much. It's tough for me to get off of it. The crazy bread, we got to get the Detroit style. There's just so much good stuff over at Little Caesars. Get that crazy bread, a bunch of great dipping sauce, the Little Caesars wings, the cookie dough brownies. It's a perfect meal for college football, but also the NFL. 1 hour before and 3 hours after NFL kickoffs. Get in on the pizza pregame. I forgot. I somehow won a free pepperoni pizza from them. Got to cash that guy in.
We.
Yes, you're right. That is a company asset, right?
You can't do that by yourself,
dude. That pretzel thing, pretzel crust. I gotta admit, it's fire. That thing is fire. All right,
it really is. Just imagine they unspooled a soft pretzel that you get like at a ball game and just put it around a pepperoni pizza. You can get it delivery or in store with their pizza portal pickup. Grab some friends, enjoy a few slices during the game. Little Caesars pizza.
You want to talk college football?
Let's go.
Double the picks, double the fun. All right. Just kidding, Sean. We're only going to pick the normal 13. I like how we settled on 13 is just, this is what happens when you don't create.
We got a big weekend coming up for Halloween. It might be 14.
This is what happens when you don't create punishment, Sean. What was that? What's that show?
Well, we did
Severance. We need some proper.
We did go 8-0 with the locks, including.
I see a shit ton of green on here. You sure you want to go away from that 13?
Imagine if this is the inside for Colby in his Severance world. He's just stuck in here dealing with college football all the time, and college football being ruined. On the outside, it's still beautiful. They still run the football.
Dude, did you guys see the targeting? Did you see the targeting in the Rutgers game?
No,
dude. Did you see the ejection in the Baltimore Ravens game? It's rampant.
That was ridiculous too. Yeah.
It's everywhere.
Yeah,
it's happening overseas.
It's
an international pandemic.
Someone came to America. We have a mole somewhere. We got to catch him.
Yeah, I mean it's the president. You have to hold the president accountable. So
shout out to the chat. Ryan saying we got to see how fast Patty C can eat a whole pizza. Over under. He's sitting at 3 minutes and 20 seconds. Are we talking normal crust or pretzel crust? Now, because the pretzel crust is delicious.
You see what he did there?
It's going to slow you down a little bit.
Yeah. He said, you know what? I'm going to be clever. I'll make that 200 seconds. That's what we're going to do.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. That works out to exactly 200 seconds. This is tough.
If you put a Jaeger bomb in the middle of the pizza, he can get that thing really fast.
You put that thing at the bottom of a 18 pack of Coors Light, thing will be gone.
Patty, see, I got this fucking Hamilton over here with your name on it. You put down this pizza in 200 seconds,
and he's just like, dude, already finished.
I only know like,
he's like, what's the bet? Oh, you already ate it.
Look, right. I only know like 5 people in their 40s that offer the Jaeger bomb when you go out drinking. Right? One of them is Lutz, actually.
Yes.
Right, but there's that and Patty C. Most human beings in their 40s don't offer the Jaeger bomb when you're
first. It's the curve, right? So you have the curve.
That's the opening drink. Like if you go to a bar, you say, "What do you want?" Let's start off with the Jaeger bomb.
We talk about
that. Sounds
right?
like something where you're, oh guys, remember college when we used to get Jaeger bombs? Like 3 hours in, they start off with the Jaeger bomb.
Dude,
they're still counting their drinks.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Right? I'm sorry. I fucked up something, but one of our guys.
Oh, you mean Dick Olson?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No one
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
His highly secretive job with the government won't be disclosed now.
Well, I remember being at the studio there at the Win, and randomly I'm watching like March Madness, I think it was, and he just comes up to me and he's like, "Colby, it's nice seeing you. First time, like this is my first time seeing him in Vegas." He goes,
"We should do a shot."
And he goes, how about we do a Jaeger bomb?
Yeah.
And then I go,
so serious.
okay. All right. And he brings me a Jaeger bomb right away. Just like snaps and the waitress comes over and gives Jaeger bombs.
Are you suggesting that the class of individual that would order a Jaeger bomb would consume the pizza in less than 200 seconds?
Potentially. I gotta do a deep dive on that. Got to do a deep dive.
Well,
on that.
maybe we'll just have to put Patty C in a situation where he's put green light, red light, but with fucking Little Caesars pizza.
Green lights.
And the green light's not turning off, Patty C. All right, let's head over.
It's like Reggie Miller in his prime, just straight green light.
He's just on the side looking at Spike giving the throat slash to the pizza.
A few years ago, I went to a game in Boulder, Colorado with NC Nick there, and it was snowing on the way back from this walk from the stadium, and we ended up stopping randomly.
It's very romantic.
We ended up stopping randomly, not at our hotel, but the closest hotel bar to get a drink. And there was a Stanford dad there whose daughter was playing on the volleyball team. He's wearing a Stanford sweatshirt. The last person you'd
Watch
think.
what you say right now.
The last person you'd think to order. So we sit down. We say, "Hey, how you doing today?" Right? And he kisses his wife and daughter goodbye. Right? And we're like, "Oh, we're doing good. How you doing?" Right? And he's like, "Oh, these games are great." You know, he's talking for the games for like 5 seconds. Then he goes, "You guys want to do a few Jaeger bombs?" Right?
Well, you know what they say about the best part about your daughter being in college? All
What's
her
that?
friends are in college too.
I was not expecting.
That was a joke.
I was not expecting the Stanford crowd to hit me with the Jaeger bombs. You know, he's wearing a Stanford sweatshirt. Clearly, he didn't go. He must just be supporting daughter.
Yeah,
because there's no way. There's no way.
Well, the Cardinals a big
Yeah.
party school. I mean, if you're going there to troll for pussy, I mean, you must be some hell of a fisherman. All right, Wednesday night football in El Paso, Texas.
Oh.
That was before we move on. Sorry. Anything else we want to finalize about last week? No.
That we're geniuses.
I know Sean basically touted all the touting in the beginning, but we
block party.
we're rock hard. We're lock hard together. That could just be a shirt.
Lock hard.
Lock hard with a padlock on it. Old combination style, like the ones we used to protect our gym lockers in high school. You know they don't let them use lockers. So listen to this dumbass shit. Middle school, daughters on the soccer team, they can't use the locker room to change because who knows why, but they can use the bathroom. Anyway, the world's so stupid. Wednesday night, El Paso,
like
Texas,
smart rule.
New Mexico State heads to, like I said, El Paso to take on UTEP.
Tink, tink.
I mean, do you know why I put this one here?
It could be because UTEP sucks. UTEP is catching 3.
No,
48.5 is the total.
I'm so glad that the new Conference USA is playing these weekday games.
Yeah, that is fun.
And this is a rivalry, guys.
You're just promoting this.
This is the Battle of I-10. This is for the Silver Spade Trophy. Fucking amazing.
Wait, all right, explain
100 years at one of the greatest football stadiums
What
in
is
America.
the Silver Spade? Like a hoe?
Looks
We're
like
talking
Ryan.
about a
Ryan,
hoe.
watch your language.
But that's what a spade is. Are we talking like a gardening tool?
We can have a
right.
whole-
It kind of looks like that. Yeah.
It's a hoe.
I mean, I don't know. Look.
So it's a silver hoe.
Yeah.
Got it.
But no, this is an awesome rivalry. They're right there apart. Actually, we had Doug Stanhope in studio recently,
Yeah.
Oh,
right?
okay.
And we were watching the games. You were doing a show with them, and
He likes the silver hose.
no, we were talking about actually a bad stand-up experience where I had an issue with a club owner in El Paso, Texas, and he did too.
Was it the Rose Bowl?
And we were talking about the time that because Las Cruces is a lot closer to El Paso than you think. It's like we randomly, I was doing stand up in El Paso while we were there on like a 3 or 4 day stretch. We got offered a gig at like a Thai restaurant in Las Cruces, and you thought it was gonna be like a 2-hour drive. It was like 20 minutes up the road, so they're very close to each other. Yeah, at a Thai restaurant.
Something else.
That's my demographic.
Well, I didn't know.
Hey, Colby, we got a gig at a Thai place.
Look,
I haven't done massage in a while, but all right.
a lot of people hit me up saying, "Where can you catch your comedy specials?" Where do we? Like, I do more Thai restaurants than I do actually good comedy venues.
Colby,
I've done a solid like 20 Thai restaurants in my life.
Colby got hired to be a bag man. He's driving. It's like fucking Pulp Fiction. All right, so UTEP. So my handicap here, it seems that UTEP sucks,
No,
yes, but they are a home dog in a rivalry
and
game.
they're coming off a
but
win.
They're coming off that big win in FIU.
Dump the gate. They both. In fairness, both teams have beaten the crap out of FIU this year.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, New Mexico State, all the like stats and angles would say, I mean, they're just gonna run up and down the field.
I have one note. Colby, why does this line stink?
Well, it's because UTEP's backup quarterbacks. You hear about this kid?
No.
McConnell, third string last week from Los Angeles, from Los Alamitos, right?
All the good quarterbacks leave Los Angeles.
Underrated racetrack there. Have you been to Los Alamitos?
Oh yeah, of course.
Right?
Yeah, it's horses and shit.
Well, dude, third string quarterback last week, first start of his career in college football, let alone it's on the road. And the guy's throwing dimes left and right. He looked amazing. They get the win on the road at the
coming
airport,
off the bye too, right?
Tarmac 7, and they win that game off the bye.
Well, we like that, right? Teams make the big decision, a big hard pivot. Our season sucks. Now we're a new team. Is that what you're suggesting?
Well, I'm just saying that something happened. They caught lightning in a bottle, but now Jerry Kill.
But it feels like it's going to run out this game, right?
Yeah, I'm with you. New
Mexico State.
Jerry Kill's got this, and this is a rivalry game. This matters in the state of New Mexico. You see Jerry Kill wearing all the. He's adapted to the people in New Mexico. He's wearing their outfits and shit. So
family.
I'm on board with
family.
Yeah. Jerry Kill and his family are doing great down there. And guys, this is at the Sun Bowl. If you get a chance, go to the Sun Bowl.
Have you been?
I have. Top 5.
Tell me why it's beautiful.
It's
the green
Google
chilies?
Google image this right now. We need.
Right, what am I looking?
It's just one of the best stadiums. All right, one of the best stadiums in America.
I'll let Josh decide if it's worthy of putting on the screen.
It's so because you could be
fantastic. This could just be a classic Colby like shitty football.
No. This is a great football stadium.
Okay.
So you're gonna get this classic rivalry at a great setting. Enjoy it because look, they'll probably fuck it up in 100 years. Right? I got no faith in humanity. This is one of the best stadiums. Get up in the mountains. It's in the middle. If you drive into El Paso, you can't miss it. But it's in the middle of like a desert mountain terrain.
I gotta be honest. It looks nice.
No, it's fantastic, man.
It looks nice.
See, but your stadium judgment is very questionable. It's your Notre Dame comments last week.
What do you mean?
Yeah,
South Bend, not a
Look
great
at that
city.
stadium. That stadium's awesome, dude.
Come
it's
at
right
me if
there
you're
in the middle of the fucking desert in the mountains. It's like exactly.
So you're saying we got to take UTEP?
No.
Well, what?
Jerry Kill getting that dub.
New Mexico State.
Yeah.
Kramer, what are you doing?
Yeah, I started saying UTEP suck. Why does this line stink? Thought it should be bigger.
Because look, this stadium after this win is going to be the real Jerry's World. Because Jerry Kill's going in there and getting that dub. All right.
Oh man.
I'm on New Mexico State.
That's not you made that. You're making a joke about a Cowboy win on a night that the Cowboys
I'm talking about
won.
that
That's
filthy stadium they have there in Arlington.
That's not funny. We don't joke about Cowboys victories on this program. All right. So do they play? Do we now officially have games? When do the Tuesday games start?
What do you mean?
Are we already have it? No. I'm just wondering, just for my own.
No, there's Tuesday games this week. I just didn't put it on the sheet.
So we're done with not having football during the day at all. Like we have.
No, we're in the middle of 49
50-day stretch.
Yeah.
Okay, then that doesn't
even
include
baseball.
high school.
You see how scared baseball was of football today? They're like, yeah, let's play it.
Play our playoff game at 10 a.m. on the West Coast. Like that is not smart. All right, Friday night or Thursday night, heading to Huntington, West Virginia for I assume, were these teams ever great FCS rivals? Colby, James Madison, Marshall, JMU. The come ups happened real fast. Patty C has to be so proud. -3.5.
Nasty, man.
-180 on the money line. Marshall +150. 52.5 is the total.
They did play in the FCS, but believe it or not, Marshall was. So JMU was struggling a lot of those years. They've been playing since the 80s.
Really?
But JMU actually never has beaten Marshall.
Marshall's been good at home. They've won 5 straight home games. Cam Fancher, is that how you pronounce his name, Colby?
Yeah, but he struggles to throw the ball, man.
Yeah, not amazing.
Yeah.
But man, I'm always so hesitant to taking road favorites during these weekday matchups. What are you doing, Colby?
Weekday football is wonky.
Weekday football is great for home dogs, but I mean, James Madison just looks like a fucking buzzsaw. How do you get in front of James Madison?
I have been eating shit sandwiches with JMU all year. All right, like all year, like
because you thought they weren't going to be good.
Well, no, I just thought I thought they'd be decent, but I didn't think they'd be this good. Like this, their scores are even misleading to help you think that they're barely getting by. No, they're beating the shit out of people, and then people are catching up in garbage time. They are dominant. I think they have the most sacks in the nation right now. Like this team is really, really good. I'm laying the points. I'm finally buying in after watching last week where I thought Georgia Southern would be live against them, and they just completely dominated them from the first.
Georgia Southern, good program.
Yeah, from the start of the game, they just JMU looked like they were playing like Georgia or something. They really looked that bad when Georgia Southern was playing Georgia, or JMU as they say.
Whoa.
Yeah.
High praise.
Lay the points.
Let's go, James Madison. So we're not. Marshall's not going to be.
Huntington does get lit.
They're not going to be insanely psyched up for this game.
Oh no, they will. They will. The Joan will be rocking, but I just think JMU's the better team. Marshall is too one-dimensional. They can only run the ball. Okay. They struggle to throw the ball, and guess whose defensive line is awesome? JMU's defensive line. Their run defense is really good. If anything, there's a weakness. It's the pass defense. And I don't think Marshall can exploit that.
Yeah, let's go JMU. Laying 3.5. Kramer, you in?
Thursday night. How come there's no Friday night game on the sheet?
Well,
I don't know what I'll be picking out at the Circa this week. I'll have to freestyle it. Well, is there a 10-point dog that night for me to take?
There is, but they play at the Link.
Temple?
Yeah.
Is that a
They're
problem?
catching 20. They're catching 20 against SMU.
Live dog. Live dog.
What's that money? Oh,
you want to monitor Kurt Warner's son, who's the starting quarterback of Temple.
Oh,
he missed last week.
Oh,
he's
Sean,
questionable for this week.
We don't have a late night game though, so there's nothing to sweat during the show. This game starts at 4.
Oh, that's perfect though. 800 on the money line.
All right, yeah, I could be talked into that.
Yeah.
I'm on a streak of 2 straight, so maybe we can go for 3. All right, let's head over to Saturday. Game of the day. I assume this is the game of the day. Why is it being played at noon? Columbus, Ohio State, Penn State. Penn State catching 4 plus 155 on the money line, minus 185 for Ohio State. 47.5 is the total. I'm sure Sean's going to be taking Penn State here.
Penn State. I mean, Drew all day. Allar. Love that kid.
Is it Aller?
Drew all day. Aller. 12 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Ohio State's offensive line actually has some issues. If you look at their tackles, they can be exploited. But to me, this is all about the Penn State pass defense. How do you stop Ohio State? How do you upset Ohio State in Ohio? You slow down those receivers, and Penn State can do that. They're leading the country in pass yards allowed with only 137 points per game. And if you picked up anything in college football, you know James Franklin does whatever it takes to cover spreads.
It is very impressive. It is very impressive.
Even if they're down 10 late, that back door is wide open for James Franklin. Penn State +4 all day.
Now I'm a little bit terrified of just taking James Franklin in general, but I am on board because when I like Ohio State, yeah, they were impressive against Purdue. I thought that was the best. Honestly, I thought that was their most impressive performance all year. The other ones, I came away thinking, they don't look like Ohio State. I still think Penn State is the better team, but they're in Columbus, so I'm terrified of Ohio State just getting up and playing better than them for one game against James Franklin, because we've seen a shit ton of that in his tenure in State College. But I'm taking the points because I believe on a neutral site, like Penn State is better. They're just a better team. So give me the points in Penn State. Don't fuck me, James Franklin.
Manny Diaz. It seems like he's been chirping, getting some
number 1 defense in the nation right now.
Yeah, it seems like I don't know.
Are they really the number 1 defense, or is that just because they played UMass last week?
Well, that helps your numbers.
I think Penn State,
but they didn't
dominated Iowa.
I did see someone from our organization put UMass in a sweetheart teaser. That they still, I think it was.
That's bold. That is bold.
I think they tweeted out UMass +55.
Wow. What?
And they lost that by 8. So it was 42. The spread was, they teased it up. I think 13 or 13.5, the sweetheart teaser. And they still covered. Penn State still covered that by 8 points.
So honestly, that's not a smart way to bet college.
That's not a plus EV strategy.
Even Colby knows.
Putting UMass in a sweetheart teaser.
when asked about Ohio State, Manny Diaz said, "quote My opinions are absolutely very strong, and they're absolutely going to stay to myself." He's worried about Ryan Day after that tirade he had about He's trolling him. That's excellent. I mean, I'm starting to think that Manny Diaz big upgrade on Coach Pry, and maybe this is what Penn State needed. They needed to let Coach Pry get the fuck out.
But aren't we terrified of Franklin?
Yeah,
like
I feel this year's different, Colby.
Dude,
this year's different.
A couple of years ago, maybe it was when they had Saquon. Like they came in there and they had no business losing.
Saquon.
Yeah.
Saquon.
Yeah.
Saquon. Here's your croissant.
They had no business losing that game, and they found a way to lose that game. I mean,
but this is the perfect team where it's the type of team that's not going to fuck this up. Knock on wood. Kramer, are you taking Penn State?
Drew Aller.
Who you betting on though, Kramer?
Yeah, that's
who am I
just
betting?
Tell us who you're picking, and then who will you be betting on?
The Friday night. Let me have something to sweat while we do this fucking show. I mean, get off my back. I'm sorry. I fall in love with these 4-1 money lines at the last second. This is, you have to take, you're talking about big game. What about big game day? What's he doing the big games?
It's a good point.
I like the D. I mean,
but he does kind of own. He kind of owns Penn State.
That's fine. That's fine. I like Penn. This is Penn State's year. Penn State, Iowa, Big Ten championship.
Oh, that would be electric.
Yeah, very electric. We already
Kick
saw
Iowa's ass again.
What was the score of that?
Oh no!
Oh, they were a live dog in that one.
It's okay. I was wrong about that one, but Sean, they're coming back. You saw they threw for a cool 37.
I will say that was a nice win over Wisconsin.
Dominating 100%. Performance.
Wisconsin just shit themselves.
That was. I mean, again, I'm not gonna say it was about Wisconsin fucking up. Wisconsin did fuck up, but that was a nice win by Iowa.
Wisconsin couldn't move the ball against them.
Now Ferentz's son is still going to be fired because of
when he goes 11-1. I think they're going to come to their senses and say, "This is pretty fantastic."
That'll be great. They win the Big Ten championship, dump the Gatorade, and then fire him right after the game.
It'll be like,
what if he pivots though and says, "I'm naming my son head coach. I retire."
Oh wow, that's his only way out.
Also, is the fan base really going to care about firing him if they just went 11-1?
Well, I don't know. Their fan base is ridiculous.
I have a feeling that Iowa's going to be the fan. They're going to fire this. They're going to fire the Ferentzes and eventually try to have an offense and just suck for 25 years.
No, they will have an offense, but their defense. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they'll have no.
They're going to turn into Texas Tech, and they'll go 6-6. Like their best season will be 6-6. They'll storm the field because they went 6-6, and they'll miss these days.
Yeah, they'll miss the days of winning 10-7.
Yeah,
on a cold frozen.
Honestly, this is how you know the state of football is terrible. Is because me and Patty C were watching this and we're like, how beautiful is their defense? Their defense has been fucking them up all game. There's a beauty to it if you just pay attention to defense.
Colby does also watch a lot of football, so football's not that.
That's what I'm saying. Football got so popular that we now like. Your token football fan thinks everyone should be running shotgun, going 4 verts, and you know what I mean.
Who like these token football fans,
just
anger so much.
Joe Schmo. There, you run into him every day.
Colby had the album from before when they were popular. Air Force heads to Annapolis, Maryland to take on Navy. Navy catching 11.5 here.
Yeah, ridiculous spread.
330 on the money line. Air Force minus 425. 37.5 is the total. This, of course, will be a game where football played the right way in the eyes of Colby Dant.
Air Force is they're just dominant this year. They've looked really good, undefeated. That being said,
nice win over Wyoming.
Yeah. Like Colby said, it did get a little wonky there at the end, but and didn't cover the spread, but still a quality win. Air Force looks to be a 7-0 for the first time since 1978. But they've struggled as a huge favorite. 0-3 when the spread gets above 11.
Well, because they bleed the clock.
Yeah.
So it's like
Air Force isn't trying to cover 11-point spreads. And the home team has won 9 out of the last 10 meetings. As an aim high guy, I'm not totally nervous, but I think you got to take Navy in the points here, right?
Yeah. I mean, look, I know Air Force
big rivalry.
They've had success. They've had success against Navy, a lot lately, but this another thing is Calhoun's never faced Brian Newberry as a head coach. So this
first time.
Yeah, I think you take the points here.
Ryan, I haven't been keeping up with the Discord picks.
Wow.
Discord is on but I think we've agreed on everything. So
we're on a heater.
Yeah, and Easy in the chat says because everyone loves watching triple option football. I'll have you mention that the Army Navy is a top 10 most watched college football game every year. Fuck you, buddy. All right.
Jesus, what are we doing?
Why'd you? And especially bringing up TV ratings.
Yeah.
His fragility right now.
Yeah, Nebraska wasn't the most watched team when they were fucking destroying all of college football with Tommy Frazier. Sure. Tell yourself whatever you want to tell yourself. Buddy.
That was 30 years ago, though. Cole.
But they could do it tomorrow. They could do it tomorrow if they wanted to.
All right, they should.
They should.
Kramer, what do you got? Navy, Air Force.
Is everyone all right? Yeah, we have. I mean, Colby clearly offended here, and this is gonna be the Zag play. Give me Air Force.
Ooh,
this is a season of seasons. Which I'd imagine if I was a good academy, if I knew I had that good team, I would take advantage of it in my rivalries. And so, throat stomp, Air Force. Sean, I thought you were an Air Force guy.
Yeah, I am.
You're hopping out of the boat.
Aim high, miss small. I'm missing small. This is 11.5, buddy.
It's gonna be and Air Force will control the game, but it'll be 2010.
Can't let the Discord have Air Force.
Total's 37.5.
Yeah.
So,
are you saying that the math makes it hard for Navy might not score a point?
I mean, it could be would I be shocked if it's 14-0? No, but I think it's going to be 17-7.
Colby, give us the final score prediction.
Give me like 20-17.
I'm going to put it in here. 20-17.
I'm going 17-7.
Wait a second. 20-17 Navy.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Okay.
Or did you stumble into something?
Colby? Let's go. Ride that.
I don't know who you were talking to, but Sean, ride that. UCF heads to Norman, Oklahoma.
I'm not riding shit.
Where Oklahoma's laying 19 minus 1200 on the money line. UCF plus 750. 64.5 is the total. UCF not good. Oklahoma defense is back. It kind of dawned on me.
And they're coming off that loss from Texas. They have the bye week to regroup. UCF on the road. 11-18 ATS. UCF is last 5 years. They're just a completely different team. And Oklahoma leads the nation turnover margin plus 11. Yeah. I mean, this is I don't like laying 19 points, but how does UCF hang around in this game? Oklahoma's going to be so pissed off.
I'm impressed.
Wait, why are they pissed off?
Yeah, what do you, they just. This is a Gatorade dumping.
Yeah, you're right.
The classic Gatorade
they had a bye in between, so it's not a letdown spot. Texas would be the team.
That was a program defining victory.
This is about confidence.
And honestly, it's amazing how quickly he was able to fix the defense. I think if being wrong about anything, like maybe he mattered more to Clemson than we, or at least I thought. I'm impressed that he's able to fix whatever. I mean, I'm connecting the ropes between the thumbtacks and the corkboard right now, but the inability for Lincoln Riley to have any defense and how quickly he repaired that. Impressive. Yeah, I think this is a smash spot for Oklahoma.
I'm all over UCF.
Really?
Yeah.
Talk us into it.
Well, I just
letdown spot.
Well, not only letdown spot. I don't believe Oklahoma is that good.
Okay.
I think Oklahoma. You go back and look at the SMU game. You go back and look at the Cincinnati game, and then you give Gus Malzahn, who's I think a really underrated coach, especially if you give him a week to prep. They're coming off a bye. I know Oklahoma is too. Another thing is UCF runs Jeff Levy's offense. Where was he prior? He was at UCF. So I just think that Dylan Gabriel, they know Dylan Gabriel as well. Now I know the different coaches there, but I do believe.
Wouldn't that also
couldn't that
allow
work for
their
Dylan
defense?
Gabriel to know how to score on UCF?
No, I think this is going to be a high-powered game, but I'm just saying I don't think Oklahoma is as a good. Like I thought that line was ridiculous when I first saw that. I just thought, okay, I get it. They got worked by Kansas, but I actually think UCF will be able to score on Oklahoma pretty easily.
Doesn't having the guy who has an offense similar and you being a defensive mind also give you that massive advantage? Very public side to take Oklahoma, but I'm laying the points. I'm starting to feel like I've got college football figured out, Sean.
Nice.
Oklahoma State, who by the way cashed me some money in that Friday night bailout money line play.
Woo.
Super secret. Don't tell anyone about it except for Sean. or if you are in the circa, I'll tell you about it. Morgantown, West Virginia. Mountaineers are laying 3.5 -175 on the money line. Oklahoma State +145. 50.5 is the total. Well, Colby, Mountaineers having a bit of a season this year. Meanwhile, Oklahoma State sucked until recently.
Well, I'd like to get Moneyline Mac. You're in the chat. Where is West Virginia's headspace at after that brutal Thursday night loss?
I can answer.
I think we got
you
him on
do
the
Jaeger
line.
bombs if they win. You do Jaeger bombs if they lose.
We got Mac on the line right here. Eat shit, Pitt. Sorry, Mac.
Good angle.
Yeah.
You could say it's a letdown spot for them, but just West Virginia at home as a favorite since 2018. One of the best teams in college football, 13-3-2 ATS as a home favorite. Oklahoma State kind of pulled one out of their ass. Granted, they have a bye in between there, but I like West Virginia. Colby, what are you doing?
Yeah, I think they're
Mac
trying to
will be in the building.
I think they're trying to bait you. However, no, Gundy does have a lot of success against Dub V, but I'm on board. I think Dub V, the way they lost,
explain
the line. I think is a little.
You got questions about it?
Yeah, I think they want you to have Oklahoma State. I think Dub V gets it done.
Oh, come on. We're sharps. We know what a 3.5 means.
Yeah, let's go. Let's take Dub V with that. Their offensive line is good. That was a heartbreaking loss, but I think they jumped back.
Gundy's got a young team. That was a nice win.
Wait. Breaking news: if this affects the handicap, Moneyline Mac will be in Morgantown for this game.
At the game or just in Morgantown?
No, he said in the building. He's there.
Okay. I know how that works. I've been to Morgantown a couple times where I didn't actually make the game. I got really drunk in the parking lot.
Well, did West Virginia play a game in between? What was their last game?
The Holgerson Bowl on Thursday.
Oh yeah. Love taking a team off a bullshit Hail Mary loss. Love that. That's a great handicap. Lay the points. Give the Discord Oklahoma State. Gundy's got a young team. But they can't win in Morgantown. It will. What do you think? So are we setting the line over a half times? Mac gets pepper sprayed during Saturday. Yeah, we'll set the line at +200 over.
Yeah, or he's probably immune to it. He probably doesn't even realize he's pepper sprayed.
Yeah, it's like one of those things where if you're you slowly build up an immunity to poison. If you just keep taking micro doses of it.
That's a guy that's watched a lot of Forensic Files.
Oh yeah. Why would they? I was
like
watching
the people in Ohio near that river.
They kept thinking this lady was crazy. Meanwhile, her husband was just putting antifreeze in her food every single day for like 2 years.
The human body's amazing.
There was a guy I listened to the other day was trying to kill his wife. That he set up this nice romantic bath. He drew 4 candles and everything, and goes, "Oh, I'll even set up a TV next to you so you can watch your shows." And then he went to leave and tried to not accidentally knock the TV into the bathtub. She survived that, but unfortunately not the.
Damn it! I haven't seen that.
Unfortunately, not the incidents afterwards.
Lightning in a bottle.
All-time best one was the woman who was deathly afraid of rats. And
I saw this one.
And so
I saw this one.
So the husband who's trying to kill her, he catches rats and then puts it in the center console of her car. When he knows she's driving on the highway, he calls her on his cell phone and goes, "Hey, I think I left my wallet in the center console." She opens it up, all the rats come out. She's like crashes her vehicle, somehow survive.
That one we were watching in Vegas recently.
I will say, pulling back the curtain, anytime that we're traveling together,
we got to watch
the group text has commentary about Forensic Files late night.
I mean, the one where the woman she successfully kills this guy and throws the pistol, but her arm was a little weak. Yeah. She had a little.
She killed the husband. She threw the gun in the lake, while driving from the highway. The problem was she threw like a chick and didn't get it deep enough.
Pennington arm. Had that Pennington arm.
It had no zip on it. Yeah. Now some chicks can really throw the.
You don't need to be safe here.
Like that chick that threw that T-shirt into the crowd.
That was a pretty good cannon.
Maybe you get out the car. That's what I'm saying. Maybe you go back at night, throw it out at night.
She really half-assed it. Hey, maybe you're heading to Morgantown with Moneyline Mac. You need tickets to the game. Oh, the game's coming up on Saturday. You're screwed, or are you? No, you're not screwed because you got Game Time, baby. Game Time, the fastest growing ticketing app in the country for a reason. It's awesome. I used it to get some sick tickets for the Rams-Eagles game. That was a ton of fun. Whatever you want to go see, college football, college NFL football, college basketball right around the corner. Shout out to the college basketball experience coming back, comedy, whatever you're going to see, Game Time has you covered. And the low price guarantee is just awesome. Like there's so much stress about like, oh, am I going to get the best deal? What is the view of my seat going to look like? Game Time has got you covered. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code SGPN for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create the account, redeem the code SGPN for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. We're also brought to you by Factor Meals. For me, September is football season. We're doing what, 5, 6, 7 podcasts a week here. Kramer and I fly out to Vegas
a million
every Friday night to do our VSiN live show, Sports Gaming Podcast Live, 9:00 Pacific every Friday night. No big deal, but we're super busy. And that's when you start eating like shit, right? You eat fast food that's really bad for you. It's super unhealthy because you don't have time. This is where Factor comes in. It's so easy to prepare. I'm a horrific cook, but you give me a Factor meal, you cannot mess this up if you tried. And trust me, I've tried. Still comes out tasting delicious. They got a bunch of snacks. They got breakfast items as well. Bacon and egg cheddar bites. I had the pork chop. And like minutes, this thing is ready to go. Very easy. And it's just awesome. This October, get Factor and enjoy eating well without the hassle. Simply choose your meals and enjoy fresh, flavor-packed meals delivered to your door, ready in just 2 minutes. 2 minutes. They call it the 2-minute drill. Head to factormeals.com/SGPN50. Use code SGPN50 to get 50% off. Code SGPN50. Factormeals.com/SGPN50.
Soy Boy approves.
There you go. Yeah, they have veggie stuff, whatever you're into.
I like Greg K's in the chat saying, "Wait, he shouldn't bring the toaster to his wife in the bath."
So, honey, I made you toast.
Mystery Science Theater, but it's just us watching Forensic Files.
Oh, that could be fun.
Definitely.
Yeah. Well, and also, you mentioned us. We are going to be doing the Colby Dant bonus episode, the Legend of Pick Dundee, for the Patreon. So Sports Gaming Podcast Stories returns this week.
You guys gonna kill me? I'm trying to draw the connection between Forensic Files and
it just reminded me. Kramer, did you give him the life insurance policy to sign?
Yeah, no, we just filled out the corporate paperwork.
New company policy.
Yeah. Can I have a nice death though? Like something cool?
Yeah. All lead college handicappers have to take out $1 million policy payable to SGPN if anything happens.
Like something good, you know what I mean? Like,
Colby, you want to go check out those mountains behind the UTEP stadium? They're so beautiful.
We're just gonna give him like 12 beers and take him to the Rose Bowl. It'll sort itself out.
I like Dave.
We don't even have to do anything.
Dave in the chat goes, "Are you guys drunks?"
What?
You know.
Oh, drunk's a harsh word.
Like, oh, you know what it is? He's like, I'm here for college football, and you guys are talking Forensic Files.
Oh no,
he doesn't even try to get us. He's just trying to grope our
I'm excited
tits.
about this game though. Washington State, Oregon.
Wow. See, Sean also.
No, but
there'll be a lot of drunks at this game.
Sean's succumbing to the pressure.
Smoking my weed.
And the groping. Washington State, the Cougs. Go Cougs. Saw some folks wearing some Washington State gear at a youth sporting event. Struck up a nice conversation with them. Love Coach Leach. Not surprising. They head to Eugene, where Oregon, coming off a little bit of a heartbreaker. Those uniforms were pretty fire. Oregon laying 19.5, minus 1350 on the money line. Washington State 8-1, 59.5 is the total. How do you not take the dog here in the letdown spot?
Yeah, I mean, Oregon just played a really tough game.
Their coach cost them a game.
Yeah, I mean,
fair to say. A lot of bad coaching going on lately. NFL, college.
And Washington State got off to a great start. Cam Ward, we were trying to get the Heisman campaign going, but they're just in a little bit over their heads. Haven't played as well. They only scored 23 points in the last 8 quarters while allowing 69 points to UCLA and Arizona. But I think this is, if not just garbage time. I mean, Washington. Yeah. Washington State. This is a good spot for Cam Ward. I like it. I like the points here. Colby, are they a live dog?
No, but I do like the points. I think the number's a little off. Even though Wazoo's looked so bad the past 2 weeks, it's hard for me to feel really good about this.
What happened? It's just the.
Yeah,
this is what happens when you get left off the island.
If you're gonna take Wazoo, you might as well wait, right? You might as well wait. This number
really,
could
you
climb.
think it goes up?
I think it could.
You think people are all like bounce back spot?
Yeah,
Oregon.
I think it could, but either way, give me Wazoo. This is an old school rivalry. Last time in Autzen, maybe.
Where is Oregon at in the rankings? Like they're still fine, right?
I haven't released the database top 25 yet. So thought you would know that.
Where are they in the mainstream rankings? 9th. Is this accurate? This is old, right? Or
That's got to be old, right?
Yeah, it's not the.
It might be. I don't know.
Maybe they didn't drop that far.
They got the Phil Knight Nike money. It normally keeps them in the top 10.
I'm tempted to say like clearly something's happened to Washington State 'cause they look like dog shit. They looked like a team that we were standing with because we said we were standing with small businesses, and the Pac-2 is a small business now. But it's been just Oregon State now that's carrying that torch. I think we might have to lay the points.
Really, you're laying the Oregon, right?
What would Coach Lynch say?
I asked Colby to tell me why I should do this, and he didn't give me a reason. He's just saying, "Yeah, I'm gonna take the points."
Well, I just think there'll be a closer game than people think.
I mean, you sound like these.
Max got a good point. They got Oregon on, or they got at Utah on deck.
Yeah,
Oregon
it's a classic.
See, thank you, Mac. Give me Washington State. Go. Colby, reach behind you and get that, please. Get that prop that we had planned to take out.
I thought you were talking about the cowbells.
Go Cougs.
Oh, okay, there we go. There we go.
Getting at one of the few
baby helmet.
We need a Bigfoot head. That's what we need for go.
An actual one, so we can prove the existence.
Well, I mean, we did see that.
Someone brought up a good point. Where are all the dead Bigfoots?
Yeah, that's a problem.
Yeah, I didn't want to give any credence to that theory, but if big feet are living and breathing and you'd think you'd stumble across a couple bodies.
You know what they would say to you is, well, out in the wild, things get disappeared pretty quickly with all the natural predators and scavengers.
Their blood is made of acid.
I watch enough forensic files. They find bones 40 years later in some dirt. So get off your. Yeah, that last video. Can't help but wonder
very convincing
the timing of that video getting released. What were they trying to distract us from? More questions than answers. Yeah, I'm go Cougs. All right, Tennessee, Alabama, a little classic SEC battle here down in Tuscaloosa. Alabama laying 8.5 minus 360 on the money line. Tennessee plus 285, 47.5 is the total. Sean said, this number seems a little big. I assume that means you like this Joe Milton Tennessee led volunteer unit.
I was going back and forth on this because I do like the idea of Alabama not looking that good and just keep winning games and keep covering while Saban goes on his mini revenge tour, especially against Tennessee. Now, Tennessee was my lock last week. Obviously it hit, it was a lock, but Milton didn't look particularly good. Maybe they were kind of looking ahead here to Alabama. I don't know.
Can I make a prediction?
I think I'm going to go Alabama here. I think I've talked myself into Alabama.
Draft.
The revenge angle to me is the biggest thing.
Draft fraud of the year.
Really?
Is going to be Joe Milton.
Well, breaking news.
Well, no, it's not. He's going to get to people are going to watch him. He's the guy
that's going to get hyped up.
His arm is going to be so electric in the workouts. Colby knows what I'm talking about. Will Levis 2.0. Is that a fair comp?
No, Levis is better than him.
D Bet is saying Saban works for Vegas. He always wins and never covers.
He's covered a lot. Actually.
Yeah, I feel like he's done okay.
I think we need.
I mean, there's always been a lot of respect for Alabama baked into the line, which makes it tough to cover. But I think a lot of that respect has gone by the wayside. Maybe this is where we're getting a value here, especially at home.
Everything has changed with our relationship with D Bettis after we found out he bet on the Jets against the Eagles.
That was some real Benedict.
Do you know any other Eagles fans that would have done that?
No one would do that. Colby, what are you doing here?
I'm actually going to lay the points with Bama. I think Tennessee coming off that big win. It's a road spot. I am a little I do think Bama is a lot more flawed than people think. But
they're going to crush.
I still think I don't think Tennessee's that good this year. So I think hitting the road, lay the points at Bama.
Revenge.
It's troubling, Ryan. Producer Josh is agreeing with the Discord a lot on some of his picks.
The fuck does he know? Is he good at college?
He's coming off a nice double lock and money line dog.
He probably doesn't even remember Tennessee getting that epic win against Alabama.
He was too young. Discord is hitting at 38%. So buyer beware if you're riding with the Discord.
And I was looking at the my predictions for the college football playoff, and
how's it looking?
Well, it started off pretty bad, but it's starting to come around a little bit, just a little bit. And plus, Colby and I did have Oregon State to win the Pac-12, so that's a pretty sick prediction. Pretty sick prediction. All right, moving along. We have agreed. We've only disagreed one time because I wasn't going to let the Discord get Air Force. And then one time organically. That. That's it. Otherwise, this is very disgusting.
We're hot, Ryan. Don't think about it.
Discord's gonna have a long.
You're like the guy rolling dice, going, "We're doing good at craps."
No, come on. I am very good around the craps table. How
you
dare you question my craps?
But that's what I'm
etiquette.
saying. You're acting like
I have taught many people how to drink from the craps table. TCU heads to Manhattan, Kansas to take on Kansas State's laying 6.5 minus 265 on the money line. TCU plus 215, 56.5 is the total.
Can we talk about
why do they call it capturing lightning in a bottle?
That's a good question.
I'll get back to you. I'll find out.
We talk about TCU last year. Remember the first game of the season, like they were losing, or I think it was tied up or something with Colorado the first game of the season at half, and then Chandler Morris got injured and they looked incredible after that, and they made a run to the national championship. Chandler Morris got that same injury 2 weeks ago. Didn't play last week, and they gave it to the freshman Josh Hoover. Josh Hoover. Do you know what he did? He threw for 439 yards and 4 touchdowns.
How bad is this kid? How bad is this kid? And how bad are the coaches for not realizing it?
Yeah, how can you whiff that much?
But this is his first ever road start. K-State minus the points. K-State.
Are we worried about Kansas State's defense?
Not at the Little Apple. The TCU is gonna have to go there. Brand new quarterback. He's gonna make mistakes in the Little Apple. Lay the 6.5 with the Wildcats.
So they call it the Big Little Apple or the Little Apple?
Little Apple.
You got to like Kobe Savage. How can that be an actual guy's name? He's the Big 12 Defensive Player of the Week. Had a multi-interception game. First K-State safety since 2014 season with multiple picks. But that's just a badass name, Kobe Savage.
Anytime you can get Savage in a name.
Yeah.
Well, it's his last name, but Kobe.
What's
Savage.
your name? Don Savage.
I'm with you. I'll go. I'll take Kansas State.
It's like
Hoovert's interesting, and maybe play him.
Dude, I was super impressed by him last week.
Maybe play him on one of those underdog.
How do you do that? How did these? We were talking about this. How do coaches get that so wrong with the quarterbacks? We were talking about my Hokies.
Yeah,
I know a
egregious.
Well, the New York Giants.
Yeah. Big. Yeah, I mean they have the better quarterback on the roster, and they're refusing to play him for obvious reasons.
I mean, you guys are like
it's another Sims Hostetler situation.
What's explain that one?
Haas was always better.
Got it. Well, they both won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, man, come on.
Worked out pretty nice.
Yeah, it doesn't apply to either of these guys. Wow. Kramer, what are you doing?
We're talking college football, and you just projecting your disappointment and anger with the Jets loss on me. It's unnecessary.
All right, now it's hurtful.
It's capturing lightning in a bottle is a reference to Ben Franklin's kite experiment in reference to a difficult task. I'm with Colby. I think you love fading, like especially a guy coming out. Maybe we didn't know a lot about him. Now they know about him. Into that difficult spot. Kansas State laying the points. Discord continues to just maybe parlay it too. Discord. Maybe get wild, do a little wild parlay, and then you can have your nuts kicked in like I did this past weekend. By the way, The parlay ticket is. I'm gonna get it laminated, and it's gonna. And maybe I'll create replicas that I could sign, like autograph, like paintings.
Or you can sell them in the merch store.
replica nut kick parlay tickets.
Hey, you guys signed up with Underdog Fantasy. What are you waiting for? If you listen to the Monday night props episode and the Sunday the recap show, I gave out my Underdog Fantasy pick'em. Went 3-0. Thanks to fading Dakota Rain, Ferguson, and then I had the over Herbert rushing yards that paid out 6-1. No big deal. Underdog Fantasy, use that promo code SGPN, 100% deposit bonus up to $500. They also got a pick'em for college football, which is super fun. A lot of places don't have college football that you can get down on, and of course the Scorchers. You can get these. You can get these prices up to bonkers numbers. You can go if you go 5-0 with some Scorchers in there, you can get it all the way up to 100-1. Colby, I ask you this: Austin Reed, Western Kentucky quarterback here, higher, lower, 300.5 passing yards against Jacksonville State. This is a Tuesday 4:30 kick.
Take the higher all day. They run that air raid. Yeah.
Yes, sir. They do the air raid right.
Yeah.
They don't mix it with hot curdled milk.
Yeah, you don't want that hot curdled milk. UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code SGPN. And we're also brought to you by Hall of Fame Bets and their parlay optimizer. This thing is just awesome. I saw some people in the Discord using it to break down their parlays. It's fun because if you're shopping around, you should trying to find the best price on a parlay. It's great to know, like, okay, what is the expected probability? What do we think my chances are? Am I getting a good price at X Sportsbook for the parlay? Very easy to use, very easy to set up. You got parlay ideas. Hall of Fame Bets has you covered. Stop betting in the dark and join over 30,000 users researching with Hall of Fame Bets to craft more intelligent, data-driven parlays. Download the Hall of Fame Bets app or visit HOFBets.com and use code SGPN to get 50% off your first month today. Start researching, start winning with Hall of Fame Bets. Duke, Florida State, Kramer, what's the line?
4:30 on the Pacific Coast, heading to Tallahassee, which I've heard Tallahassee's beautiful this time of year. The private school pussies of Duke heading down there. Florida State laying 2 touchdowns, -625 on the money line. Duke plus 455, 48.5 is the total. Florida State's all the way back, Colby. So it's perfect time for them to trip and fall, right?
We need Riley Leonard to be healthy, but I
do
think,
we have
what's the latest on him?
I mean, he actually warmed up last week. He just didn't play.
The fuck kind of youth sports shit is that?
I like that angle. You know, he did that on
throw him out there.
100%.
Yeah,
he wasn't feeling Zion.
I'm going to take the points though, regardless, because I think Duke's defense is legit.
Yeah,
and they're what they're I think number 14 or 15 in the nation, and Florida State.
You can run on this. You can run on Florida State, I think, right?
Yeah.
And they
Florida State currently 57th in defense.
Started to get into the draft prep. That's why I'm doing the K metric testing on guys like Joe Milton. And I'm pretty sure Duke has like a super stud defensive lineman who could create some problems here. So yeah, that's about as micro as the handicap's going to get. But that Duke plus the points.
Let's go.
Yeah, right? I think Duke continues to be underrated here and good spot for them. Florida State,
100%.
Like they could be on cruise control here.
100% Florida State's not going undefeated. No. They did just fuck up Syracuse stuff, which
but that's Syracuse.
Dino,
this Syracuse team
letting us down.
Jim Boeheim retired, dude.
Yeah,
Sean's out. Sean's no longer Syracuse.
No really? Longer. I'm no longer.
Moneyball's gone.
Yeah.
All
right, Colby. Here's your mission.
It's guys who hit threes and make runs in
put
the tournament.
Syracuse on the college basketball pick show every time and see how soon.
I like this.
How many episodes before he accidentally forgets that he doesn't. There's no more Boeheim brothers to root for.
I say because it's football season. He's not going to notice until like early December.
No, I'll say the second episode he'll slip up.
Okay.
He'll accidentally want to root for a Bay. It's just it happened to me this weekend. I was watching the Falcons and I had bet against the Falcons, but then here I was rooting for the Falcons. Sometimes you can't help yourself. The heart wants what the heart wants. Michigan. Oh my God. The amount of agreeing, we're going to have an amazing week. Michigan heads to East Lansing to take on Michigan State. Embarrassing number here. If you're a Michigan State fan, you got that rich guy who owns stuff and he's throwing money around, and here you are catching 24 points at home to your in-state rival, plus 1,200 on the money line. Lots of sharps probably flocking to play minus 3,200 on Michigan. Lots of implied value there. 47.5 is the total. In fact, Sean, I say play it up to minus 9,000. That's what my numbers say.
Wow, really?
Yeah, like minus 24 is the spread. Michigan seems like they're just prepared to they're like the Death Star.
Yeah,
it's gonna take some careful penetration to take down. It's gonna be in the playoff. It's not gonna be in the Big Ten.
Remember last year we had the classic overreaction of the assault in the tunnel. How could this happen in sports? How could this happen in sports?
What voice is this?
I don't know.
Just generic nerds.
Yeah.
Whatever happened? A couple guys got suspended?
Yeah, a guy got arrested. They try to press criminal charges.
Do you think Michigan players will be scared?
What a stupid world we live in. What a stupid world.
Michigan looking ahead to Purdue?
I'm laying the points. Michigan's gonna fuck them up.
My
Really?
God, Harbaugh.
So this isn't Michigan State. This is their Super Bowl. 24 points, playing it close.
It can be their Super Bowl. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I don't think they're any good.
They suck. They're in a bad spot right now.
I'm with producer Josh. Give me Michigan State. They're gonna win this for Mel. # free Mel.
They're sports pro. They're
dive deep in that story. He was set up. It was a setup. No, I don't know.
I would say
I've just heard some.
You said the same about Nasser, right?
Yeah. Give the guy a chance.
Someone did point out
# save Sandusky.
Someone did point out that there was a slightly similar story arc to the Nasser bit, where there was a little bit of like, well, hey, now wait a second, and then all of a sudden it was just like, actually, we're gonna walk really fast away from the situation.
Yeah,
I mean, at minimum,
that was the worst story. That's actually worse than.
Well, what's worse? Yeah. What's worse? That he did all this, like everything she said is true, or that your head football coach got fucking hooked by some amateur con artist.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like if you're gonna hang out with a lady on the phone and maybe speak some relational stuff and then about what you're doing to yourself at the same time, maybe don't
know when to come.
How do you do that to someone who's trying to con you out of money? You fucking idiot.
At the very least, Mel Tucker.
You have to know when to come.
Oh, but it's not even. It's over the phone. You're a football coach at Michigan State. What are you doing?
I'm impressed that could still move the needle for
at
you.
At least Deshaun Watson got his ass out of the house.
And for the record, we're joking.
What do you mean?
About Sean was not defending Nasser.
Oh no. That's
no.
Jesus Christ.
No, I said that as a joke, sarcastically.
Well, now you made it.
But
serious.
you never know. You know what I mean? Someone's gonna take that and think Green's really done it.
Colby's issuing apologies. Like
so, you gotta watch your sarcasm.
I don't even know who Nasser is. Colby
Yeah.
said he was a good guy. Introduced me to him.
Nasir Jones.
Okay.
You got to watch out with these guys with the MD. Hannibal Lecter was an MD as well.
Oh wow.
5 p.m.
Michigan State plus 24.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I was
like
trying.
Buddy, stop it! Don't do it.
I like it.
Don't do
I
it. I'm
didn't
trying to
Lock
you
it
off
up,
this.
baby.
Yeah.
Is this
Fuck Michigan? Fuck them.
Wow.
No, it's cool, but fuck the rest of Michigan.
I am Amani Toomer, one of the all-time greats from the New York Football Giants. He's a Michigan man.
Fuck him.
Are you one last time? You sure you want to?
Wax to the face said, "Thank God, I thought you were serious."
See, you never know. You never know which way it can go these days. You know.
It is funny the few times when Colby has been like, "Oh, I have to edit something out of the show," and then you find
your Sister Jean comments were too far.
Yeah.
Sean.
Well, that one you meant that one, right?
Well, and you know what's funny?
Yeah.
I Sean motivating her to live.
Yeah.
Because look, she's still out there.
She threw out the first pitch for the Cubs, right?
Maybe we don't do pitches.
Throw is a strong word for what happened.
No, it looked like that throw in Forensic Files.
Can we?
So, Sister Jean could have thrown that gun farther.
Instead of a college basketball preview, can we just do like a quick update where we check in on things and including watch that video on the podcast?
They cut away from the Sister Jean pitch.
Meyer, what are we doing?
Can you actually find video of it?
Can we just give her a potato cannon? Let's get it all the way to the plate.
Well, we've seen some bad pitches before too. You know, was it 50 Cent had a horrible pitch?
Yeah,
right?
she makes 50 Cent look like Nolan Ryan.
But then you see people with missing limbs fire strikes right over the plate, or maybe a sitting president during one of the most traumatic times this country's ever seen step up to the plate, the actual mound too, and fire a fucking strike.
I thought you were talking about biting.
YouTube.com/Sports Gambling Podcast. Oh, she's not even on the real mound.
She's very cool. Oh my goodness. Oh no.
Yeah.
That's
Colby. Why did you want me to make fun of this lady? I thought that was really cool. And
he was
inspiring.
trying to he was trying to help your point of she's gonna die one day.
Got it.
Utah heads to Los Angeles, where they'll be taking on the Trojans. Coming off, I mean USC. Just real quick side conspiracy, but if you always have a dog shit defense, because has Grinch always been his defensive coordinator, Lincoln Riley?
A little bit. He was
mostly okay. So if you always have a shit defensive coordinator, you're always going to need to score lots of points. So you're always going to have someone, because your offense is such a cheat code, that's going to be in competition for the Heisman, which, dare I say, is that more important than competing for national championships when you're talking about coaching value? Look at the money he's gotten. He has not sniffed a national championship. The teams he's gotten to the playoffs with have not sniffed a victory in the playoff. And yet here we are. He gets the best quarterback every year. They go to him because that's how you get drafted. That's how you win Heisman. So is he trying to have is the bad defense on purpose? Because they got punked by a bad Notre Dame team. They're not even that good. Fucking punked. And you know what? Caleb Williams, haven't measured the distance between his pupils yet, but I do have some concern.
Well, isn't that why you started painting your nails and because you like Caleb?
You're a Carson Daly guy too, aren't you?
I don't know if you showed me that video or I showed you that video, where it came from, Sean, but I later played it for some folks who are a little bit more conservative.
Which video?
Of him explaining why he paints his nails. This the boy that's supposed to be drafted first? Mm-mm.
Well, he'll fit in with those other New York socialites there. I actually,
that's good. That's good.
USC
firing off Scud missiles over there.
USC coming off a loss, Utah on the road. To me, the play is USC here. I know the thought might be, their defense, but Utah's offense on the road. What do we like? How many points is Utah going to put up, even against this dog shit USC defense?
Did you watch the Notre Dame game? They didn't have to do shit.
Yeah.
How many yards did they have, Colby?
Who? Notre Dame's rushing attack?
Just period.
Yeah, it was a lot. But
no, they didn't. They didn't put up that many.
What
yards.
are we going to see for quarterback from Utah?
Well, Notre Dame had a kick return and a defensive touchdown.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Utah could do the same shit.
Yeah. No, but I still think though Hartman can make you pay a little bit, and I don't know. I feel like you got to take USC here unless we know Cam Rising's playing.
Is he coming back?
I don't even know if he's alive.
We're gonna do this all year. Remember, he was like questionable for week one.
Noah had a good point when I was talking to Noah. He's like, "What if they only use him situationally? Because you can burn 4 games and keep the red shirt. So if you use him here, you use him against Oregon. You give him the week off after that. Then they play whoever.
Is that
Arizona?
Can you do that?
Yeah.
So he doesn't have to burn a year of eligibility.
If you can play 4 games without burning a year of eligibility.
And so, but they don't have, you can pick and choose when they are. I feel I
like this better if Cam Rising plays. If he hasn't played in so long, now his first start is on the road, coming back from an ACL injury.
He is from Los Angeles though. He's coming home, Sean.
He's gonna look rusty as hell. USC -6.5.
I'm with you though. I think USC. The fact that Caleb lost to him twice last year, has been waiting for this one.
Yeah,
and the fact that Rising, their quarterback,
they were probably looking ahead past Notre Dame for this revenge game against Utah.
I'm with you. Lay it with the Trojans.
Really? That's surprising to me, Colby. A team like that, they don't play any defense, out there slinging it all, 4 verts like a kid playing Madden, ruining the game of football in the Coliseum. Utah plus the points.
Ooh, it's a bad pick.
LA teams can't beat physical teams. Notre Dame's a physical team, and they just beat the shit out of them.
But USC beat them last year in the Coliseum.
They're physical at home. Utah. They're a different team on the road.
Okay. Plus 6.5. You know better. Clemson heads to Miami, Florida. Last game, 8 p.m. on the East Coast. Clemson minus 3.5, minus 185 on the money line. Miami plus 155, 48.5 is total. Mary O'Neal the ball, still a funny name. How'd they do? How'd they do in that bounce back spot?
They're gonna get up for Cristobal.
I took the 4. Yeah.
North Carolina quietly sliding into place. Quietly providing us with a Drake May is better than Drake May and or Caleb Williams. One of them is going to be a glorious bust in the NFL. Haven't figured out which one. I'm crafting that take. I think it's going to be a good one. North Carolina quietly very good, Colby. A lot of good wins. Where are they on the database top 25? Can we get a preview? Because it feels like they're the kind of team that could sneakily be number 1 or number 2. They are in the top
5. They are,
because they've beaten teams.
They are. They're actually, I believe, number 1 coming into this. I was going to say this week. Yeah,
they have the best resume.
Haven't released that episode yet. Thanks for taking away all the.
No, people can still check it out, but I wanted to. Colby likes to only look at what you've done this year, and I would imagine North Carolina, if you look at how many teams have played, even just playing that many Power 5.
And they didn't play UMass.
Nope, no UMass.
They didn't play Ball State. Honorable SEC members.
They played a lot of. I think did they play like a lot of Power 5.
Yeah, and then App State, who's decent.
Oh, great football.
Yeah.
I mean, up there in Boone.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Got to check out that stadium before you die.
Oh yeah.
When the leaves are changing colors.
Keep going.
No, yeah, Clemson, Miami. Come on, Miami's done, cooked. I'm out. A, there's no home field. B, Mary O'Neal the ball.
They will be. What do you think? There'll probably be more Clemson fans here. They'll make the trip down to Miami, right?
Yeah, you got to go Clemson.
A little vacation. All these private school. But
Miami's just had their dreams completely crushed.
Remember we find out Clemson's actually a public school.
Yeah, that was
for the first half, like 7 years of the podcast. They were.
No one ever looked. No one ever researched.
I had even been down there and gotten fucked up on.
Me too.
Yeah.
I had a great time at Clemson.
Yeah.
I mean, now I'm willing to say that publicly. Now that I know it's a public school, but I had a great time at Clemson.
Wouldn't speak of it before. Are we all in Clemson minus?
Yeah. This is disgusting.
Yeah, I gotta.
This is one of the most disgusting episodes we've ever done. I'm being dead serious. I'm shocked you guys got chalky with me.
Time for the lock, dog, and tease. Kramer, you're up first.
Did I go first last week? I did. You're right. Lock number 1, Clemson laying 3.5.
Ooh, okay.
Lock number 2. Let's just bookend it. JMU minus 3.5.
Wow.
Alabama, very close consideration there. Dog. Florida State's going to lose a game. Duke money line plus 455.
Oh,
Utah,
let the big dogs out.
Utah close consideration. Tease. Air Force minus 5.5. Think like Colby. Be like Colby. Alabama minus 2.5.
You can get Michigan State up to 30.
Oh, why would I do that when I can go the other way?
Michigan down to 18.
Give me Kansas State minus 0.5.
That one's a good one. All right, first lock. West Virginia minus 3.5. Next lock. Oh man, this is tough.
I like D Bettis throwing his locks out there. I wonder if he's locking up Miami this week in the NFL.
I will. I'll go USC minus 6.5.
Do they take your Eagle fan card away? You
dog
bet against the Eagles.
Dog, you know it. You love it. Penn State on the money line. For my tease, give me K-State down to minus 0.5. Give me Alabama down to 2.5. And then last but not least, we'll do Oklahoma down to 12 or 13. Get under that 14. Colby, what do you got for the people?
Let's lock up JMU minus 3.5 in Huntington, West Virginia. Boom. Let's lock.
Dude, we are right sitting next to each other.
Let's lock up Kansas State -6.5. Freshman quarterbacks don't win in the Little Apple.
Nice.
The dog. Navy midshipman +330 on the money line.
Ooh.
The tease. Let's take. What are we doing here? Let's take.
You got this, buddy.
Let's go UCF up to 25. key 25 number. Let's also bring Bama down to 2.5.
Like that.
Great tease, Colby.
And let's go with Michigan down to 18. They're gonna fuck up Michigan State. Let's go.
All
right.
I almost did that. I should have stuck.
Do we want to put in?
Which,
any
by the way,
sort of,
real quick, because I know sometimes people ask me for updates on this, but I have updated my Manhattan power rankings. You wouldn't believe it, but Manhattan, Montana is now in the top.
Really?
Oh yeah.
What about your clam chowder power rankings?
I mean,
Because I heard there was a third chowder out there.
do you ever
Wasn't that
mess
you
with
told me
Rhode Island clam?
Yeah, I
Rhode
haven't
Island?
had Rhode Island. I've had
Connie and
Manhattan.
Ted's in West Hollywood. They'll fix you up.
Well, so what's your rankings?
I would say that you want to go with the cream, then the
New England one.
Rhode Island, and then the red last.
Wow, just shitting on Manhattan, even though you're from Jersey, huh?
I mean, it's not a great option. I would say it's not a great
Mm.
option. And yeah, not a great option. Anyway, good job, everyone.
I'll toss in a little parlay. Penn State Duke money line parlay 12-1.
That's the NC Nick parlay. Those are his favorite teams
Wow.
growing
Well,
up.
Penn State.
And Duke. Yeah,
Okay.
were his teams.
What a strange.
I didn't really. When did
He
I've
dipped
never heard
out. He
about
dipped
him.
out when that Joe Pa shit happened. He was like, I'm out of here.
He's got kids. I understand.
But
funny
those
thing
were
to
his
say.
teams growing up.
So the NC Nick parlay.
The
That's
NC
what we're
Nick
doing.
parlay.
That's what we're endorsing.
Let's fucking do it. Let's
All right.
let's ride.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's ride. Hey, sign up for that Survivor. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/survivor. $3,000 completely free, up for grabs, winner take all. And yeah, we'll be back tomorrow night talking Thursday night props. Make sure you subscribe to the College Football Experience.
Thank you for participating in the Sports Gambling Podcast.
For the Sports Gambling Podcast, I'm Sean, second money green. He's Ryan.
Great news, Sean. You can watch Buddy Boeheim play at the Grand Rapids Gold. He's of course on the Motor City Cruise, November 12th at 3 p.m. on the East Coast.
Kramer, let it ride.